let us now look at the differences between a SQL and a NoSQL, when to use a NoSQL and when to use a SQL, or rather it is in case of the database. SQL meaning the RDBMS, and NoSQL is not related to RDBMS. So what is a NoSQL database? It's a schema-less storage. Schema meaning in RDBMS, we have a concept calling schema. Those people who are aware of RDBMS, you have schema. Under each schema, you will have these objects, schema objects. For example, you consider an enterprise resource planning system, you will have HR modules, you might have financial modules. Generally, in a good design database, all the HR modules will be grouped under, all the tables, all the views, all the procedures which are related to the HR module will be grouped under the HR schema, and whatever is related to financials, financial tables, financial procedures, financial triggers, all this will be grouped under the financial schema. So it's a kind of a structured approach as far as RDBMS is concerned, whereas with NoSQL, we don't have such kind of a schema. So it is called schema-less storage, as indicated here. Schema-less storage stores non-relational data, meaning yes, if there are complex join condition with multiple table, you are working on data redundancy. You don't want data redundancy, meaning you don't want the data to be stored in multiple location. You need to go for the structured SQL approach. So those kind of a relationship like one-to-one, one-to-many is hardly achievable through a NoSQL database. So in that case, yeah, it is better to go for, you want to have a structured approach, you go for a SQL database. We'll see that with an example also as we progress, when to use the SQL database and when to use the NoSQL one. So the example of NoSQL one, of all of them, MongoDB is most popular, and then you have Cassandra, and recently we keep hearing about Google, which is offered to the Google Cloud, the Firebase, which was introduced few years back, and Firestore is the most recent one. That is based on the document data model. So this will give you much more clearer picture as what is an RDBMS SQL and versus the NoSQL. So if there's something like high value and complex data, then go for the RDBMS. High value, how do you determine high value? Meaning, yes, the financial data. You cannot have a banking application on NoSQL. You cannot have it on the banking application on the NoSQL, whereas the banking application needs to be on the RDBMS. So that is where it is high value. Some corruption in the data or data redundancy could be a challenge. So all these are complex data. Whereas if you are getting some feed from the Twitter account, you want to take that and analyze it, keep analyzing it. Or if it is something like an IoT device, the data is coming every second. There is huge volume, but it's okay. Some of them are lost, low value. Then you can go for the NoSQL database. So the first 2 points relates to that. The complex data with relationship, then it is RDBMS database is preferred, and low value simple data, very simple and no relationship, then you go for NoSQL. Joins plays a role as far as the RDBMS, one-to-one, one-to-many. So those join conditions between the objects between tables, then RDBMS is preferred. If there's not much joins, doesn't play an important role. Data redundancy doesn't play a critical role. Yes, go for NoSQL. Schema-centric, RDBMS, schema-free, unstructured. This is important, very important as well. Design to scale up, meaning as the volume of the data, because once you design the database, you have designed it, and then say for example, if it is an enterprise ERP system, then they'll use that for the financial transaction, and because these financial transactions will grow over a period of time, they keep entering 100 records per day, 1,000, 10,000 records even after 5 years of time, the banking concept rarely changes. The banking concept in the sense the banking business might not evolve, might not change that much. Whereas in case of NoSQL, it is dynamic and application centric, probably once a year because of the business need or because of the feed. Today we hear about Twitter or WhatsApp. It's all the recent one, less than maybe about a decade's time. It is there. I mean, another 4 or 5 years time, that is supposed to get changed. So it's dynamic. So it is dynamic and application centric. Then go for NoSQL. And the final point is it is well defined, and well-defined standards are there for RDBMS. And there's a concept of normalization in RDBMS. No such standards are there so far in NoSQL. So, considering all this, points to consider before choosing NoSQL, one should make the following analysis before choosing NoSQL. Analyze the data to be stored. High volume, low value. Something coming from your Twitter. Every second there could be maybe hundreds and thousands at a certain point of time. So high volume, low value, go for NoSQL database. That is a better one. Analyze the application requirement, dynamic for change with no important business rule. Even if there is a business rule, it can be changed. You want to have something very quick, analyze it very quick, then go for NoSQL database. So that gives a fair idea about when to go for a NoSQL database and when to go for the SQL database, which is RDBMS. Thank you.